would be nice to come back to a clean house.
So clean it.
I didn't do it. So how about you clean it?
No.
Yeah, because you're dirty.
Girl, get the out and go where you was going before you end up not going nowhere.
Before you ain't got a house to come back to, because I will lock your ass out again. You know I love to do that.
Oh, get the out.
Hi, my name is Erica and welcome to my channel Tsundere, where I talk about pretty much anything and everything having to do with anime. And in case you're wondering why I'm dressed like this with the big bow, it's because, like I said, I'm a woman of my word, and I had promised that once I get to 100 subscribers, I would do my next video in cosplay. And I haven't had a whole lot of time to get it together, so it took a minute for me to finally be able to do it. But here I am, dressed as Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, which is what the majority of people voted for when I held the Twitter poll on my Twitter. The choices for that poll were Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, Mugen from Samurai Champloo, Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, and Canary from Hunter x Hunter. And Kiki was what the majority of people voted for, and I had a lot of fun with this outfit. And I figure if I'm going to do a video in cosplay, the best topic for me to talk about would be my very first con experience, which I just had. At the time of filming this, I just went to my very first con ever 2 days ago, which was Metrocon in Tampa, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about my first con experience, the stuff I did, the stuff I bought, and some lessons I learned that I know to keep in mind with me for the next con that I go to, whatever that next con may be. Before I get into my con experience though, I do want to say thank you to everyone who has ever liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel and told other people to do the same. I started off with 10 subscribers, all of which were friends, and I love y'all. Y'all who know me in real life, you know I love y'all.
I never thought I'd get this far.
So the fact that I am currently at 160 something at the time of filming is insane to me, and I'm so grateful for it. So I just want to say a special thank you to, if I forget anybody, I'm so sorry, but I just want to say a special thank you to Worst Generation Podcast, Blanime, Black Anime Podcast, HBCU Anime, which I am a part of, Lisa from the Wonder of Anime Podcast, everyone, just everyone. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just want to say thank you. It means a lot. Like, I have like 500 something followers on Twitter, which is crazy. Like,
who are you people?
Just the fact that there are people who have an interest in what I'm doing and are being so supportive, it means the world to me. So my next goal is to get up to 500 subscribers. I'm still working out what the incentive for that will be. It might be a giveaway, I don't know. I'm working something out. But yeah, just thank you, and keep hitting subscribe, keep sharing. I just love sharing content with people and making connections over anime. It's something that it just brings me joy. That in and of itself is enough to bring me joy. So yeah, thanks. All right, for real, let's get into this video. So yeah, I went to my very first con ever. It was Metrocon in downtown Tampa, and it was hands down the most fun experience I have had in such a long time. I had a blast. It was amazing. I didn't take a whole lot of photos and videos while I was there because I was trying to live in the moment. And also I went to a few panels and they didn't want people taking like videos of the panels, like with the voice actors and stuff. So, you know, just like limited, there's not a whole lot of imagery, but I just wanted to share. For my cosplay, I went to Metrocon as Kiki in the cosplay that I'm in now. The only difference is that at Metrocon and in the TikTok videos that I shot, I was wearing like a full face of makeup. I had foundation, blush, I had some red lipstick on, but my skin right now is breaking out.
That time of the month for you?
So for my skin's sake, I'm doing this video with no makeup on, just some lip gloss, and because I can't do breakouts. It's just not working out for me. So I was actually really nervous to go in cosplay to my first convention because I was feeling a little self-conscious, like, oh, what if, you know, people think I look silly, what if whatever, like just those little insecurities. But I took a lift to Metrocon, and as I was being driven to Metrocon, and like once we got into downtown Tampa, I started seeing the other attendees, and I saw so many cool cosplays that I actually went from feeling insecure, thinking that I didn't look good, to thinking like, oh, well, like, I look like everybody else. We're all dressed up. So that definitely eased my nerves a bit. And then once I actually got into the building, I checked in, all that good stuff, I made it to the Artist Alley, where it's just this big room on the second or third floor of the building that is just wall to wall, different artists selling posters, jewelry, clothes, pillows, anime memorabilia, figurines, what have you. And it was very overwhelming. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know, like, the first thing I tweeted was, I'm here, what do I do now? Because I literally had no idea where anything was. I was just in this big room full of a shit ton of artists, and I was like, where is everything? Where is everything? What do I do? Do I just walk around? What's going on? And I looked in the corner and I saw a table to the side where they had the voice actors from My Hero Academia, Justin Briner, Anairis Quinones. AJ Beckles was there, who was in Kimi no Jihen, which is also a really great anime. I feel like not enough people talk about it. But they were all there, and my first thing was, I want to meet Anairis. I'm a huge supporter of Anairis Quinones. She is a Black Puerto Rican voice actress who has voiced Nessa from Pokemon, Rika from Wonder Egg Priority. She's done a whole bunch of shows, but she's just incredibly, incredibly talented, and I really wanted to meet her. So I got to the table. When I met Anairis, she is the sweetest person. I met both her and AJ, and they're both incredibly nice. But I talked the most to Anairis because I was, she was the one I wanted to have signed something. And she's so sweet. We were laughing about how we both have the same hair. We're both from Florida. We're both Black and Puerto Rican, and we both absolutely love Mirko. She was just a joy to talk to, her and AJ, and that was like the first thing that happened that day, and that instantly made my day. And on top of that, she signed this really awesome poster, and she put Anairis Quinones, Mirko, heroes never give up, and I thought that was really sweet of her. So shout out to her. After I got her autograph, I went back to Artist Alley and I just looked around a little bit more, and during that time I bought these really cute earrings. Please ignore my nails, I haven't gotten them done in forever. I got these really cute earrings from Whimsy Kei, is how I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm gonna have links to the people that I bought stuff from. I'm gonna have links to their Instagrams and their shops in the description, and also hopefully the correct pronunciation. But yeah, I bought these really cute earrings. Anyone who knows me, I love florals. I'm obsessed with florals. I tried to have a goth girl summer this summer, but I love flowers too much. And I don't know, I've gotten a lot more girly than what I used to be. I used to be a super edgy emo kid. And now I just love girly flowery stuff. But I saw these and I instantly knew I had an outfit to go with them, so they're really cute. So shout out to her. And after her, I went to another table that was hosted by Ivan Patch, and I got these really cute prints from him. He's an incredible artist. He had canvases there as well, but I was only able to afford the prints. Let me try to open these. I'm gonna turn off the camera for a second so I can try to open these. So yeah, I went to Ivan Patch, and his art is amazing. I got my boy Mikey from Tokyo Revengers, and I got my other boy from Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm really bad at remembering characters' names, so I'm probably really bad otaku, but I just remember him as Salmon, because he always says salmon or bonito flakes. So I always think salmon every time I see him, but I forgot his name. But I love his character. I think he's so cool. And this is actually one of my favorite scenes from Jujutsu Kaisen, the anime. So when I saw that he had that print, I was like, oh, I gotta get these. I came across this other table that had the artist Gabriela Pifano. If you're watching this and I say your name wrong, I'm so sorry. But Gabriela Pifano, and I got this super cute Sailor Moon keychain, Pouty Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon. It was the very first anime that I had ever watched. I was 3 or 4 when I first watched it, and to this day, she just always leaves an impression on me. So when I saw this Pouty Sailor Moon, what a mood. She's just a mood. So after Artist Alley, they had a lip sync kind of idol thing going on in the main event room on the 2nd floor. So I went there, watched a couple of cool performances. People came up in cosplay and they're lip syncing their favorite anime openings. It was really fun to watch. People really got into it. It was super funny. So after the lip sync battle that I saw, I kind of just walked around and just walked into different rooms. There was one room where it was a Promised Neverland challenge, where the people that were dressed up as Promised Neverland characters, they would do different stuff to see if they can make it out of Gracefield. So that was cute to watch, but then I realized, I looked, because everyone's in cosplay, so I couldn't tell, and I looked and I was like, oh.
Youths,
Most of these cosplayers are kids. And I kind of looked around, it's like, oh, there's like mostly kids in this room. I'm 26. I should go do something else. Because I was like, I'm not gonna make friends at the like Comic-Con if I'm hanging out like in the family rooms and stuff. There's like no friends to be made here. But all these kids were super cute. I saw kids dressed as Emma and Norman. It was mad adorable. I didn't take pictures or anything because I don't believe in taking pictures of people's kids without their permission, but that was like mad cute. I left that room, kind of just walked around. What was so crazy was that wherever I went, people kept coming up and complimenting me on my cosplay and asking to take pictures and asking me how I put it together, and I got to ask about their cosplays, and that was probably one of my favorite parts, honestly. So many different cosplayers and different races and ethnicities and different interpretations of the characters. It was just so, that was so much fun. So I walked around and did that for a while. And then eventually is when the panel started. And that is when I went to, my first panel was hosted by Emily Neves. I hope I said her last name right. She's done a whole bunch of shows, honestly. She's been in the game for a long time. But in context of My Hero, she did the voice of Eri. I got to sit in on that panel, ask her a few questions. I asked her about what her experience has been recording from home versus, you know, back when, before the pandemic, going to a studio, and she got to answer that. Basically just saying it's pretty much the same as how it's been for me working from home versus, you know, when I would go to an office. You just gotta adjust to all the noise and everyone running around everywhere, or in my case, cats running around everywhere. Also, she has a cat too, so yeah. A lot of voice actors are cat people. I learned that during during Metrocon. Right after Emily's panel was then Justin Briner's panel in the same room, so I just kind of stayed where I was. I got to ask him a question as well. I asked him the same way that All Might was that character in My Hero who inspired Deku and kind of gave Deku that boost that he needed to really become the hero that he is now. I asked Justin Briner if there was anyone in his life that was kind of that one changing point for him, you know, that one person that said yes and took a chance on him and really opened things up for him. Started talking about all the different voice actors and directors and people who just encouraged him and took chances on him and just pushed him to go further. And I thought that was really cool. It was very candid and he was very open and all that. So that was really fun. So after that, yeah, I just walked around. I went to more rooms. So I went back to Artist Alley, and at Artist Alley, I came across some really cool people. Elena, hi, if you're watching this. I got to meet her. I got to meet the really cool artist who was also Elena's friend. I don't want to say the artist's real name because her real name isn't in her profiles, I don't think. So I don't want to say her real name, you know, in case that's like a private thing. But I met Elena and Elena's friend who made this really cute Hanako. Can you see it? It's kind of blurry. Well, I'm gonna try my best with it. But this really cute Hanako keychain that's going to go on my keys. So then after Artist Alley, I went back down to the second floor for the panel that I was most looking forward to, which was My Hero Academia Unplugged. It was an hour-long panel and there was no real structure. It was unplugged, so you know, anything could happen. During that panel, I got to see Anairis again, Rico Fajardo, Justin Briner, Emily Neves, Christopher Weckhamp, I hope I said his name right, and David Matranga, who, I hope I said your name right too, man, who voices Todoroki. One of my favorite moments was when somebody had asked Christopher, who, like I said, voices Aizawa, who his favorite student at UA would be. And he hesitated and was like, and then as he was hesitating, David, who voices Shoto, he stood up out of nowhere like, you better say Todoroki. And that cracked me up. That cracked everybody up. And that was just a lot of fun. So then after that, I went back up to Artist Alley and I met with all my friends that I had made just throughout the day. And we went to Eddie and Sam's Pizza in downtown Tampa, which is like a few minutes away from the convention center. And we had the biggest pizza I'd seen in my life. It was like, what, like 28 inches? Crazy. And just talked and laughed and, you know, recapped our day. And it was really cool. Definitely made some friends I'm going to be hanging out with again. We exchanged numbers and stuff. So it was a good time. We stayed there at Eddie and Sam's until way after it closed too. Like they had to kick us out. The manager, whoever was just like, hey, so y'all gotta go. Like it's time to go. And that was my day at Metrocon. Definitely gonna go again, but there were some things that I could have done on my part that probably would have made the whole event run a little bit more smoothly for myself. It was a great event, very well done. But there were just some things that I could have done differently that probably would have made the whole event a little bit more like easy for me to follow. And we're gonna get into that with this next segment, which is lessons I learned at Metrocon. The first, plan your day. Go on the website, look at the programming schedule, and just kind of map out your day, because I did not do that. I had a vague idea as to what I wanted to do and who I wanted to see when I got there, but that was kind of it. I ended up spending a lot of the day just kind of walking around and stuff, which was cool because I met a lot of cool people there and took some really cool pictures, walked into some cool rooms, but I also missed out on some cool stuff too. There was the Maid Cafe that I missed out on, the Masquerade that I missed out on. There's just a few things that I missed because I didn't plan very well. At any given hour, there's at least 3 or 4 different events happening. So you just want to have an idea as to what's going on and like where you want to be at what time. Lesson number 2, bring cash. And here's an example as to why you need to have cash on you. Autographs at Metrocon at the table cost between, I think it was like $30 to $50, depending on what you did and depending on what you had them sign and all that stuff. And then you also had the chance to take pictures, which also cost money. I had like my credit card, so I thought I'll be fine. And I was halfway in line, and there's like a family in front of me just talking. And I'm just sitting in line like, yay, I'm gonna meet Anairis and get like, you know, a Mirko poster sign. Cool, it's gonna be like a really fun vibe. Then I heard the family say, they're only taking cash. I heard blah, 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 they're only taking cash. And I was like, what? Kind of was just like, hey, excuse me, to the person in front of me. Did you say that they're only taking cash for like the autographs and stuff? And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
Damn it!
so I had to get out of line, and the line is set up kind of like a maze. So I had to get out of line, go all the way down this maze to get out of the line, go all the way back to the front of Artist Alley, go to the ATM. At the ATM, I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to keep coming back here. So I took out, like, I'm not going to say how much I took out, but I took out like a decent amount of cash that I felt would get me through the day. So I took out cash. I had to go all the way back to that back of like the hall where they had the tabling, go all the way through that maze again, and then finally I got to meet Anairis and get her autograph. So if you just want to avoid like little inconveniences like that, like bring extra cash on you. Whether it's autographs or whether you're buying like a print from somebody or you're buying a figure, you don't really know for sure if every artist or merchant or what have you is going to have a card reader on them. There were some merchants that I went up to that were like, yeah, you know, my card reader is broken, or my card reader didn't come into the mail, because these are regular people, you know, selling their works. So, you know, some of them could only take cash. So just bring cash to be on the safe side. Another thing you should bring, extra clothes. Every article that I went to about what to bring to your first con said to bring an extra set of clothes, right? But they were mostly written from the perspective of if you're coming out of town and if you're gonna be there for a few days. But my thing was, I live in Tampa. I'm not coming from out of town. After this convention, I'm taking my ass right back home, where there's like a shower and all the clothes I could need. This is why you need to bring an extra set of clothes. After about 8 hours there, I had been ready to change my outfit. You're gonna do a whole lot of walking. Whether you're walking to different panels, different rooms, to get food, to go to different merch tables, what have you, you're going to do a whole lot of walking. You're gonna want at least a change of shoes, because after about 4 to 5 hours, my feet were killing me. I also don't really wear makeup all the time, and I had a full face of makeup, and after about 2 or 3 hours in makeup, I was kind of like, okay, I'm ready to take this shit off. And then this dress, very flowy, very cute, loved it, but definitely the material not meant for Florida weather, because I was sweating buckets, which is why I'm glad that I brought deodorant, which is, side note, another lesson, always bring deodorant. I brought deodorant anyway because I'm not nasty, but definitely bring deodorant, because some of y'all at that Metrocon were not wearing deodorant, and I smelled you and you need to stop.
You're nasty.
End of the con, I had been ready to be in my Nikes, in some regular shorts, with a regular t-shirt, with my hair up in a bun, and just doing my thing rather than being dressed as Kiki. So bring an extra set of clothes, especially if you're cosplaying, because you just might get tired of being in your outfit all day. This final lesson is kind of a twofer, which is talk to people and take pictures. Whether you're taking pictures of other cosplayers or taking pictures with cosplayers, take pictures with consent. Ask people if they want their photo taken. Don't just walk up to them, snap a photo, and leave. That's like rude and creepy. So always ask. But yeah, if you see a cool cosplayer, go up, say hi, and take a picture with them. You're building memories, and it's also just a great way to meet people. And the reason why I emphasize talking to people is because whether you're talking to a voice actor or you're talking to a cosplayer or an artist or whoever, everybody at the con wants to talk because we're all there for the same reasons. We're all dorks. We're all nerds. We just want to talk about anime and manga and our favorite stuff. The voice actors are fans too. They're all anime fans too. They probably have a different relationship with anime than we do because it's part of their job, but they are anime fans. For me, I'm a very, very shy person in real life, especially if you don't know me very well. Once I get to know you, I open up and I can be a little bit wild and say some crazy shit. But, you know, when I first meet new people, I'm very awkward and shy and I like to keep to myself. So it was really hard for me to come out of my shell. So I challenged myself to go up to cosplayers and say, hey, I like your cosplay. Can I take a picture with you? And in doing that, I ended up taking just really cool pictures with really cool people, exchanging numbers with really cool people, and making new friends. So, and finding out more about the city that I live in. I found like I didn't know about Eddie and Sam's pizza place, and that pizza was bomb. So yeah, just step outside of your shell and talk to people. It can be hard, but it's worth it. Everybody there is nice. Everyone there was there for the same reason. So yeah, so talk to people. So that was my very first con experience. To everyone that I met at Metrocon, hi, I had such a blast. I'm so happy to have met you guys and I can't wait to hang out with you again. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Tsundere. Let me know in the comments about your first con experience. Make sure to also subscribe to HBCU Anime, where I do content for them as well. I most recently did a video called Black Pop Culture References in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's mad cool. I'm very proud of that video. It came out way better than I thought. So go watch that if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter at @TheSundere, Instagram at @TheSundere, TikTok at @the_Tsundere. And yeah, so thank you all for getting me to 160 something subscribers. That's wild to me. Thank you for following me on Twitter. Thank you to everyone who has just been super supportive. I can't wait to put out more videos and make y'all proud. So, you know, subscribe to see my gorgeous awkward face again. And yeah, see you next time.